Welcome to the Jerry and Eli Show. It's Dinger Tuesday. I'm Eli. That's Jerry. What's up, buddy?
Dinger Tuesday. Let's talk about last week.
Last week was awful. Jerry and Eli Show. It's I tweeted this out. My picks still were up plus $5 with the bonus bets. I think that maybe it's just getting one or two right. I guess I definitely got one with Christian Walker. I don't remember if I had a second one or not. But just barely above break even. But historically bad Dinger Tuesday. I didn't pull back in. I didn't go back and pull the numbers from 2022, but there was not a worse Dinger Tuesday in terms of number of home runs hit last season than there was in the first Tuesday of 2024. So that is a little discouraging. I dug in a little bit deeper, and it does seem um, like home runs per 9 innings and home runs per game are similar, if not maybe up a tick versus last year on as a whole. So I think we just got some bad luck last Tuesday. But we'll see. We'll see. I think we're maybe due for a big Dinger Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know.
I think the home runs. I look at a lot of guys that are hitting home runs. I'm like, this guy should not have hit this home run. He didn't hit home runs off lefties last year. All of a sudden, first at bat, he's hitting a home run off a left. There's a lot of. I mean, I spoke about it before. I said the beginning of the season, you got to wait and see. You got to see guys adjusting. Things are going to be a little different. Sometimes guys can be reverse split all of a sudden. The next year, they're working on new things in the offseason. They're trying to specifically change something. And one of my picks involves that today. That it seems like a guy is working on a specific thing versus a specific pitch, and it's been paying off from this season.
Okay, we're gonna get there. Audio's way off, Cade. I think that looks like maybe that's just you. So try a refresh. Try a refresh. Zeke Duran. I was talking about that with some other guys. Maybe I didn't think so. We'll talk about it. I didn't think so, but then there was something. I didn't bet it personally, but maybe. We're due for a good Dinger Tuesday. Yes, we are. Izzy, what's up? Did Jerry forget to take out his earring? I don't know. Pleasant and good afternoon. Same to you.
Sorry, is that unprofessional to have earrings in?
Um, no, I had to guess.
You're worried about the earring. How about the fact that I look like I'm fucking homeless?
I think
Sorry
you
for
look
cursing.
great.
I'm sorry for cursing. I already did.
It's okay. We're not monetized. So it's all good.
Yeah, but your grandparents are watching.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Since we changed channels, like they're having a hard time finding it, and the computer that I built, it's in their living room that I have remote access to. It's like it's not connected to the internet for some reason. Um, so I don't know. I hope they're watching, but it's hard
By
to
the
know.
way, I took it very serious when I said I'm not gonna take care of myself until I hit a dinger parlay, and I meant it. And I have not been to the barber. It's been 5 weeks now. I don't go 5 weeks without seeing my barber. It is a like it's a Hispanic thing, right? I used to go twice a week. I used to go haircut
Really?
Saturdays, shape ups midweek. It's a big cultural thing.
That's
This
insane.
is an absolute disaster. I went outside the house before. I looked so bad. I made eye contact with a beautiful woman and she pulled out a pepper spray. I'm not looking good right now.
Barber twice a week. Like, do you pay for like full price? What is that?
Well, back then, I'm talking. This was my early 20s. Eight from 18 to like 25. It was a
Okay.
lot cheaper. The prices went up a lot, especially after COVID. But back then, you would get, shape up, like $12, a full haircut, $20. Like you just, and you kept it moving. It was a very common thing. But now that I'm older, I really don't care as much. So I get a haircut like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I used to try to go like once every 3 weeks, and I thought that was a lot. Twice a week is nuts. So Shooter McGavin in the chat. Shooter McGavin, like, are you the real like talk to me? Are you like the fame like are the guy that was in the movie? Because I saw you gave us some love on Twitter. Huge Twitter following. Appreciate that. Christopher Morel hitting a dinger tonight. Is that Twitter account like the guy from the movie, or is it just like a troll account? Do you know? Jerry, talking to you.
I have no idea.
Okay. No Diddy. Hollywood Stray says you're still quite sexy, Jerry. No Diddy. Jerry, you do look homeless from Tanner. It's because of the White Sox. Yeah, I would lean White Sox cap, making you look homeless more so than the beard, because I think the beard looks fine. I think the beard looks fine. Let's see. Yes, that's me, brother. Not the actual Christopher McDonald. Okay, so just a massive troll account. That's awesome. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it. Trout and Christian Walker. I'm on half of that. Do you want to touch on? Should we talk about pitchers and injuries at all? I have a rant that I can do. I have a rant that I can
So
do.
do I.
You want to go first? We'll try to limit it as much as we can. I know that's not why people are here, but
Yeah, but it's going to affect things. It's going to affect our betting. It's going to affect offense. There is going to be significant changes in the league. There's not this uprising for nothing. Especially, I mean, Josiah Gray's out now with an elbow. Framber Valdez scratched, elbow. This is insane what's going on right now. And, a lot of people are saying, oh, the new rules, the pitch clock. I don't think it has anything to do with the pitch clock. I'm going to be honest with you. It is the fact they took away the grip. They took away the sticky stuff. And I'm telling you right now, there's not many options besides coming up with some kind of middle ground product that all pitchers can use. Spider Tact was way over the top. And I think a lot of people agree with that. It was insane what it was doing for spin rates in the league. These pitchers need grip on these baseballs, especially since they changed the baseballs. They're slicker now. You can't have both. You can't change the baseballs on these guys and then take away their grip. It just doesn't make any sense. And that is the core reason of all these injuries, because they cannot grip the ball. They're overcompensating and they're changing their grips. Pitchers have spoken out about this. They have had to change their grips. Their mechanics are getting flawed now. Give them some sticky stuff. But when you give them some kind of sticky stuff, you're going to see increased spin rate, better performance from pitchers, and it's going to make some people angry when they bet on offense, because we like to bet overs. We like to bet home runs, bases, and all that stuff. It's going to affect it. We're going to see better pitching. But it's just, what else can you do? There has to be something done. You can't change the baseball midseason. You know what I mean? They can. The MLB has been known for doing covert operations for a long time. They've had humidors in a lot of stadiums that nobody found out about until people were doing some insider reporting, and then you found out that they're in almost every stadium now. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of sneaky shit MLB does. So it wouldn't shock me if they changed the balls midseason or something. But I think at the end of the day, they have to come up with some kind of substance that's available for all pitchers.
So I think that probably has something to do with it. I think the bigger issue here, and I could be, I'm an idiot, so this could be completely off base, but we're starting to see this generation of like travel ball pitchers are getting to the pros, to me. And like I remember when I was little league, like travel ball was kind of just starting to be a thing. And then I helped coach Easton's teams, and it turned into, these Spencer Strider, like all these guys were probably playing 6 games a weekend, like from Thursday to Sunday, probably like 6+ baseball games from the time they were like 10 years old. That wasn't a thing with the cream of the crop pitchers in the early 2000s. Like travel ball wasn't I guess it probably existed, but we're just now getting to that wave of pitchers that have are in their prime now, that are like my generation and a little bit younger, that are, have been throwing hundreds and hundreds of pitches a summer and then winter since the time they were 12 years old. Like Easton, Easton right now has arm issues, and he didn't play. He quit travel ball in like freshman sophomore year. I think that's the bigger issue. And as the velocity goes up, plus those those like lifetime pitch counts go up, and now you also add in the fact that you took their grip away and they're having to over grip. I think it's kind of a culmination of all of that. I don't think the pitch clock has a damn thing to do with it. I think that take is absurd. Like what, 7 more seconds of rest or something per pitch is going to make a difference. I'm not a doctor. I can't give an official opinion on that, but I can tell you that the more pitches you throw, the more your arm is eventually going to hurt. I played travel ball kinda, and I have shoulder issues now. I can't really throw a baseball hard more than 10-20 times without feeling my arm is gonna fall off. I think that's gonna be the biggest issue. But
well, you also have some irresponsible coaches out there, but then you also have some
that too.
irresponsible players like me, when I was in high school and I was playing for my high school team and I was playing for an outside team and I wasn't telling the coaches when I was pitching for the other team because I just wanted to pitch all the time.
Yeah.
But I also had a coach that uh, threw me in long relief in a doubleheader in both games. So there's responsibility on both sides, and that at that point, that's when my arm started to go on my shoulder because I mean, you put a guy in for 3 innings and then you take him out and he sits down and you put him in for 4 more innings, like an hour and a half, 2 hours later. I mean, it's little shit like that. I think it's a mix of a little bit of everything.
It's lifetime pitch counts. It's pitchers don't really take an off season. They're throwing all winter. Again, starting from a lot of these guys have been throwing year round since they were like 12 years old. Lifetime pitch counts, no real time off. And now you're adding the fact that you took their grip away. It's all of that. So I think what you're talking about, I think is going to help. Because it's just insane. I was gonna go through the list. Like this is just starting pitchers on the IL. Diamondbacks, Eduardo Rodriguez, he's an all-star. Spencer Strider, ace, all-star. Kyle Bradish, John Means for the Orioles, Lucas Giolito for the Red Sox, Jameson Taillon for the Cubs, Justin Steele for the Cubs. White Sox suck. Nick Lodolo for the Reds, Shane Bieber for the Guardians. Rockies suck. Tigers suck. Astros, Justin Verlander, Luis Garcia, Framber Valdez. I think Valdez maybe not on the IL yet. He was just scratched. Angels.
He's getting evaluated.
Walker Buehler for the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers, Braxton Garrett, Edward Cabrera, Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins. That's insane. Edward Cabrera, Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara, all on the IL for the Miami Marlins. Like that is your starting three in the playoffs for how many teams? That's crazy.
The Mets ace is out. Senga's out.
Senga for the Mets, Tyler McGill for the Mets, David Peterson. We can keep
Jacob
going.
DeGrom has been out.
DeGrom, Garrett Cole for the Yankees. That's pretty much it.
Scherzer,
Waldichuk, Luis Medina for the Athletics, Taijuan Walker for the Phillies, Oviedo for the Pirates, Alex Cobb, Robbie Ray for the Giants, Brian Wu for the Mariners. Another kid, again, like right in that prime era of when travel ball really kicked up, would be your Brian Wu's, your Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara, all of them. Jacob DeGrom, Michael Lorenzen for the Rangers, Drew Rasmussen, Shane McClanahan for the Rays. Like it's just crazy. The list of names is crazy.
This guy's right. Okay, can we talk about dingers already?
Yeah, give them grip, their grip back. And I mean, honestly, Brandon, I was just gonna bring that up. Add a 6 starter to the rotation. Give them one more pitcher spot. Let them have 6 starters. I think that would go a long way as well. Let's get into it. Let's get into the games. You've heard us ramble for long enough. We've got a game starting in 45 minutes. That's why we started a little early here. Let me pull up the right set of cheat sheets here because that's wrong. This first game is what? The White Sox and the Guardians. We have Michael Soroka, who is bad, taking on Logan Allen in Cleveland, the Guardians. I'm going to let you go first. I don't have a bet here yet. I've got somebody written down that I haven't bet yet. Go ahead.
The guy that I'm betting you probably don't have written down because his launch angle hasn't really been there. That's Josh Naylor. He's been hitting the ball well. He's been hitting the ball very well to all fields, line drives. Now he gets Soroka though. He's been struggling versus the fastball this season so far. Last season he actually dominated versus the fastball, but now he gets Soroka, and this is one thing I'm noticing is like a lot of guys. This is probably every April. There's a good chunk of guys that struggle to catch up to the fastball early in the season, right? It's a timing thing. But then you get a guy like Soroka, a veteran who doesn't throw very hard. That fastball is not going to overpower Josh Naylor. I'm telling you right now. And he's been hanging some sliders in. He's trying to attack lefties with sliders inside. Josh Naylor hits the slider very well. I feel like he can definitely tee one up, especially if he gets ahead in the count here. So I'm going to take a shot on Josh Naylor. There's great conditions, by the way, for this game. The wind is blowing out. The weather is beautiful. I think it's like 70-something degrees. Great weather game. And there may be quite a few home runs in this game.
I don't love the ballpark. It's the only thing. Yeah, 76 degrees. chance of rain later on, like starting at 9 p.m. is when I think it jumps up to like 50-some% of rain. Somebody mentioned 20 miles per hour wind blowing out. I'm seeing more like in the 10 to 13 range, depending on what time. Early, like at 7, 8 o'clock, 13 miles per hour out. I have Soroka allowing a home run in 7% of his at bats to left-handed hitters, and so 6.94 to lefties, 7.14 to righties. He's been giving up bombs, as you said. He doesn't throw super hard. 2.5, 2.5 home runs per 9 innings pitched for Soroka as well. This is a guy that it is kind of screaming, let's target. But then on the other side, you have the Guardians, who are more of a contact team. I didn't actually get to the point of actually writing down Josh Naylor. I did write down Jose Ramirez. Again, I haven't bet it yet because honestly, the line was kind of silly. Like I think he's the favorite in the game, which is kind of I guess makes sense. But we talked a lot about him last year. At least I remember kind of just not really betting him to hit a home run because he's such a good all around hitter that he doesn't really look to hit it yet. Or he doesn't really look to hit the ball out. He looks to hit line drives, hit the ball hard, and you know, he's really good at doing that. So plus 360 for Jose Ramirez, I don't think I like that enough to play it, especially in a bigger ballpark that is Cleveland. The conditions are so good. But what jumped out at me is like we talked about, this is a Jose Ramirez, of course, his career as a line drive hitter. Last 5 days, I've got him at a 44% fly ball rate, which is astronomically high for Jose Ramirez. Like 4 of the last 5 balls he's hit are fly balls. So I don't know if that's just kind of a fluky thing or if he's making a conscious effort to try to lift the ball more. That's something I'm going to keep an eye on. If I keep seeing a high fly ball rate for Jose Ramirez, is something I'm gonna look to bet on a lot because I think he's like a career 10 to 15 probably line drive hitter, up to 44%, hitting a lot of fly balls. So gun in my head, I think it would be Jose Ramirez, but I can't get there at plus 360 for him. Anything else before we move on?
No.
Milwaukee Brewers and Joe Ross taking on the Cincinnati Reds and Frankie Montas, who has looked really, really good through 2 starts for Cincinnati. Kind of what the Yankees, I think, thought they were getting. Through 2 starts, 6 innings pitched in both of them, 4 hits and 5 hits for 1 combined run allowed against Frankie Montas. I got Elly De La Cruz written down. I don't have a bet here yet, but Elly De La Cruz is the other guy I have written down that I have not bet. What do you think?
So that's the guy that I am betting.
Okay.
And remember I said guys work on things off season, things change. I think he's working on hitting the sinker this year. He has a 572 xWOBA against the sinker this year. There's a pitch that he kind of struggled with in the past.
Crazy.
Am I full screen?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking.
I hate it. I hate it because now everything's on me, right? They can't look at your stupid mustache. They have to stare at me and my homeless beard. Anyways, Joe Ross, coming off his 2nd Tommy John surgery, hasn't pitched much. I think it's 2021.
Yep.
I didn't even know this guy was back in the league. Probably not going to pitch a whole lot. The guy only throws pretty much 2 pitches. He throws a sinker and a slider. Elly De La Cruz should be able to tee one up. Shout out to Will Benson, by the way, because I did look at Will Benson. This guy's been insane this year. And his stats across the board, exit velocity, hard hit percentage is just absurd. And he's a big dude, 6'5". This guy's probably going to hit 25 plus home runs this year. He had 15 doubles all of last season. He already has 5 doubles to start this season. He is off to a red hot start. So he's definitely somebody that's going to be on my radar for the next week or so. If he keeps this up, he could be really blooming into the player that he could be. But Elly De La Cruz is also 6'5". He's also a big dude. And I looked at the pitch mix. Will Benson struggles versus sinker, and this is what they're going to see. They're going to see sinkers from this guy. So I took Elly De La Cruz, something that looks like he's been working on, blasting the sinker. He's going to see a lot of sinkers because I think it's like 39%, which is a lot for a primary pitch. So we're going to see sinker and slider, a couple of fastballs. I mean, this guy doesn't he doesn't have a big pitch mix.
Yeah. Since you like it, I'll probably go ahead and also bet Elly there. William Contreras is just like, I mean, hitting the absolute piss out of the ball, and it's kind of weird. But Frankie Montas, like I said, it just looked really, really good. I also looked at Yelich here, but I think it's Ellie. Somebody asked about Steer. Just not. I think this is kind of the case for a long stretches last year for Spencer Steer as well, where he just doesn't really look to lift the ball. So I've got him at a 9% fly ball rate in the last 5 days, which is like really, really low, and it's really tough for me to make a bet there. Now, granted, 100% of the fly
He's great
balls
for a
he's
one-hit
hit.
parlay.
What's that?
He's great for a one-hit parlay.
Yeah.
Spencer Steer.
100% of the fly balls he has hit in the last 5 days have been a home run because he's hit one fly ball in the last 5 days and it went out. That's the same thing with Ellie De La Cruz as well. Jeimer Candelario is also somebody asked about him. That's somebody I looked at as well. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad bet. I haven't seen.
I prefer him versus lefties.
Yeah, I agree, and I haven't seen quite enough from him yet, especially from the side of the plate. Cool. Marlins, Yankees, AJ Puck. I think it's AJ Puck. Carlos Rodon, 2 lefties on the mound, which kind of sucks for a game in Yankee Stadium. I think weather's pretty much neutral here. I'm absolutely shocked at what I'm about to say, but I bet on Giancarlo Stanton. Literally a week ago, actually less than a week ago, I was in our Yankees group chat saying like, I think you have to cut Giancarlo Stanton. He's owed a ton of money for several more years, and when Jason Dominguez is healthy, I think you have to cut Giancarlo Stanton. And then he does this weekend where he hits a home run on Saturday, destroyed over 100 miles an hour, hits another home run on Sunday. It's a 116 mile an hour line drive yesterday against Jesus Luzardo, who again, hasn't looked awesome to start the year, but a guy that I'm very high on. And he's getting AJ Puck today, who I think stinks. A lot of people are high on him on gambling Twitter. I just don't see that. It's not a guy that throws very hard. His fastball sits around like 94, and that's kind of what was giving Stanton the most trouble. It's almost like he decided for the last like year and a half that he wasn't really going to try to hit fastballs. He was going to try to sit on breaking balls, and when a fastball comes in, just either slap it to right field or foul it off, and try to extend the bat long enough to get a breaking ball and hit that one hard. And like Saturday, he was like, nah, I'm just going to try to hit fastballs. And then he's destroying the baseball again. So it's super weird. Very, very streaky hitter. So as soon as he cools off, don't chase it. But right now, you're still giving me plus 330 or something for Giancarlo. I took that bet. What do you think, Jerry?
Yeah, like we spoke about it early in the season when we spoke about it last year too. When Giancarlo is seeing the ball well, you got to take advantage of it because he is as streaky as it gets. When he's hot and confident, he is going to murder the baseball. When he's not, he's going to swing at everything like he's Javi Baez. I don't even know why I said that guy's name. I want to throw up. So AJ Puck, I mean, he was a very serviceable reliever, and now he's taking on a new role of a starter. And I mean, that's a matchup you want to take advantage of, especially early on. This is not experienced ground for him. He can't even throw a strike right now because he has to change up his whole process now. He can't go out there and throw as hard as he can for an inning. And we're seeing a decline in every single pitch he's throwing as far as velocity. We're seeing it go down by as many as 2 miles per hour.
But you have
because
to, right?
they have to. They have to. You have to dial it back so you could last 4 or 5 innings. But the guy can't throw strikes. I have a feeling he's going to try to overcompensate with all the walks that he's had the first 2 starts. He may throw too many strikes there. He may lay one in there. And looking at his pitch mix, it's something that Gleyber Torres can actually probably take advantage of. And I like the lefty-righty thing because obviously you look at Gleyber Torres' career, majority of his power came versus left-handed pitchers. So, and you look at the pitch mix too. Again, Puck is another guy that throws a sinker. Gleyber Torres has a good track record versus sinker. Fastball's been getting him a little trouble, but like we said, he's dialing it back this year. Puck is not throwing very hard. He's not going to overpower him. So I'm going to take a chance on Gleyber Torres getting his first home run of the year.
I don't mind that. Can we get the picks on screen like that? I forgot again. Easton, remind me before next show to get that set up so you can do it. Not this show. Sorry, I forgot again. For the next one, we will have the scrolling picks on the screen. Is Jerry taking you? Yes, you're betting on Gleyber Torres home run.
That's pick number 3. Yeah, Gleyber Torres.
Yep, I don't mind that at all. This is also Gleyber, also a guy that he starts hitting his home runs when he starts kind of trying to use all fields, and it does seem like he's in that leadoff spot. He's starting to do that a little bit more. I think this is a good matchup for him. I don't mind that pick at all. I wanted to, what about Soto? So Juan Soto, like the more I watch him, the more I'm convinced like he might be the best all around hitter in baseball. Power, contact. I'm never going to tell you Juan Soto is a bad bet. Tonight with the lefty on the mound, I prefer home run wise. I prefer Giancarlo or Judge or probably Gleyber over Soto for the number you're getting. But
Yeah, you also have a wild pitcher on the mound with a guy with an incredible eye of the strike zone.
Yep, that too. You could absolutely see Juan Soto having 3 walks tonight and a double against a righty out of the bullpen. But again, I'm never. The more I watch, I getting to watch him 4 at bats every game. Because I watch all the Yankees is what that guy is something else at the plate, man. Treats every at bat like it is the last at bat of his life, and it's something to watch for sure. George Kirby and the Mariners, Chris Bassett and the Blue Jays. This is such a weird split to me that I didn't actually make a bet here. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. See if you could talk me into anything. But I have let me see. I have Chris Bassett allowing a home run and over 6% of his at-bats to lefties and under 2% to righties. And I think that checks out. Like the home runs per 9 inning is pretty low at 1.27 home runs per 9 allowed. But if I remember right from last year, like lefties were just kind of crushing the ball off of Bassett. I was really hoping Cal Raleigh was going to be, north of plus 400. He's the short shot in this game, kind of annoying. I looked at Cal Raleigh. I looked at Jorge Polanco. I took a look at Dominic Canzone. You could talk me into any of those guys in addition to JP Crawford even. But what do you think here?
I mean, I stayed away from this game. I mean, there's nothing that really is juicy enough to take a shot on, especially Toronto. I really don't like betting on games in Toronto. For some reason, it just feels like the ball dies up there. But what is his odds right now?
Cal Raleigh's like plus 360. He's a short shot in this game. Picks Jose. Did you bet on Jose? I did not actually bet on Jose Ramirez. Did you?
I didn't.
No. So the picks so far: Josh Naylor from Jerry, Giancarlo Stanton from me, Ellie De La Cruz from Jerry. That I'm also going to tail. That's correct. Sorry, I interrupted you. What did you? Or do you have a bet here?
No, I don't.
Okay. Should we take a?
I'm trying to do
it
because I'm trying to pick a game where obviously the conditions are great and there could be, plus home runs in the game to make the money back for the promo. So that's why I picked. Obviously, Yankee Stadium. Anything can happen there. It's a little league ballpark. I said it a million times. It's not a real stadium. Citizens Bank Park. Obviously, that's another bandbox. And the conditions are excellent for home runs today in Cleveland. Dimensions aren't too great, but the wind's blowing out like 15 miles an hour.
All right. So no pick here, but gun to my head, I think it would have been Raleigh. And I found myself just liking a lot of chalk today. And I think until we get a little bit more data and get a little bit better of a sense for how things are going, that might be the case for me. Ellie De La Cruz and Jose Ramirez are 2 guys that I wrote down that I don't think were chalk that I didn't actually bet. But speaking of chalk, the next game is the Mets Braves, Adrian Hauser, Reynaldo Lopez, and I bet on Matt Olson. It's starting to look like he's the guy from last year who was like under plus 200 to hit a home run against right-handed pitching. I think we're starting to see that guy again. Fly ball percentage is a little low for him. Hovered on like 11-12% last 5 days, but a third of the fly balls he's hitting are going out in that same time span. I got a 97.7 exit velocity on fly balls and line drives. He's hit 9 balls in the last 5 days, 100 miles per hour or more. He's just crushing the baseball right now. Adrian Hauser is kind of who he is. Did look really good in his first start. I don't know that that's something we can expect of him. I didn't actually watch that game, so maybe you can tell me how how his stuff actually looked. But I don't think he's going to go 5 innings with 0 runs allowed that often. I think he's due to give up a home run, and I think Matt Olson is again trending back towards that guy we were seeing plus 204 a lot last season. What do you think?
The Mets are probably going to get the shit beat out of them today.
Yeah.
The Braves are angry. We just went in there. I say we like I'm on the team. Yeah, I do that. I don't care. I'm a Mets fan. But that was embarrassing for the Braves to lose to the Mets as rough as they've looked, and give up 9 runs. The Braves, they fought back, they clawed back, they still scored 8 runs. It was a miracle the Mets pulled that game off, but they're going to be coming out angry. And if I had to do a pick in this game, it would be Matt Olson. He looks phenomenal, and he doesn't look like he's going to slow down anytime soon.
And I think he was still plus 320. 330 somewhere in there, which I feel like is still a little. I know that's a low number. He's the chalk in the game, but I feel like that's still a little high. And definitely. Am I wrong thinking like he was hovering around plus 200 against righties, unless it was like an electric, really really good right-handed pitcher?
Oh, he was plus 220 for a nice chunk of the year last year.
Yeah. So give me all of that. When he gets down to plus 200 again, I'll probably just start picking my spots a little bit more. But above plus 300 against a righty, I'm just gonna try to not overthink it. I'm just gonna run Matt Olson. Picked Riley instead. That's fine. Michael Harris, I think, has a good shot to hit one as well. Ozuna, I hate betting on Ozuna personally, but he does seem to hit a lot of home runs. I just hate watching him swing a baseball bat. It's kind of ugly, but yeah, absolutely, he can hit a home run. Thank you for those of you in chat keeping up with the picks. Appreciate that. Christian Javier and the Astros in Kansas City ballpark. I hate to bet, but I almost did today. Cole Ragans, and the Royals. I almost bet NJ Melendez. I almost did it. That guy looks good so far. That's exciting. I think me and you are both a fan of his game. So seeing him start to lift the ball a little bit more, 3 home runs already. Like, he was a line drive hitter most of last season. So it's fun. You got anything in this one?
Well, we spoke about it last year. There was a point in the season last year where you looked at his advanced stats and you said, how the hell does this guy not have 35 home runs right now? It was so unlucky. Just ripping the ball. If it seemed like off the wall all the time, the way his launch angle, his exit velocity. So we knew it was going to come around at some point. And then he went on a little bit of a hot streak last year, hit some home runs. But that for the first half of the season last year, this was the most unluckiest player in baseball as far as home runs go. So he definitely has it in the tank. This can be a potential 30 home run guy, especially with the consistency of his exit velocity. So I don't blame anybody that wants to take this guy anytime they get. But again, it is they are playing in Kauffman Stadium, which is probably the main factor of why he had bad luck, so to speak, with his exit velocity, launch angle, and not getting the home runs. But this is a guy that was also cashing a lot of total bases bets for a good chunk of the time. So it's a lot of money on it. You have to deal with the stadium, which sucks. I was looking at Jeremy Pena, and I'm like, he has a 99 percentile rank in speed, as far as speed for advanced stats, and I'm looking at his triples. Like, so then I'm starting to dig into like the triples market, especially in Kauffman Stadium. I'm like, this is the best stadium you can probably pick for triples. Every time Jeremy Pena gets a triple, it's like some botched play in the outfield. I'm like, what? He like wastes his speed. He just doesn't go for the triple. So it was a tough one for me. I'm probably not going to take him for a triple, but just because I looked back at all his triples, he only had 3 triples last season. All of them seem to be some kind of botched play. I'm going to go ahead and lock
in Jeremy Pena triple, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to
go ahead. You can do that, but I was very discouraged when I looked. I literally looked up the highlight for every single triple he's hit, and hoping he would show me, because he has really, really good speed, and he hits line drives. He can hit it into the gap, but for some reason, this guy just pumps the brakes at 2. So he's probably going to hit a triple tonight, though.
Corbin Carroll is leading off, I believe, unless there was a late change. Ketel Marte is sitting, but unless there was a change, Corbin Carroll is leading off for the Diamondbacks in Ketel Marte's spot. We're going to get to that game here in a second. Yeah, no bet for either one of us in this Astros-Royals game, but I real quick, I just look at this Royals lineup, and it kind of is exciting. Like Bobby Witt Jr., I think is a couple years away from we're talking about him being the best all-around player in baseball. Maybe he's in that conversation right now. I don't know. And then if you're getting this level of production out of MJ Melendez, a guy that we both like, if Vinny starts hitting the ball well, that's like they've got some bats here, and they're still getting production out of Salvador Perez. They're getting some production out of Michael Garcia. Like this is a team that's really interesting in a really bad division, and you could see them kind of making a run. I guess I said in the Discord that the Royals might not suck this year, and a couple people laughed at me. It's like, nah, I could absolutely see them winning the AL Central. Absolutely, especially if they stay healthy. Tyler Glasnow and the Dodgers, Louis Varland and the Twins. Louis Varland stinks. Not a whole lot of write-up or explanation here. I took the chalk again, and I hate myself for it, but I went Shohei Ohtani against Louis Varland, allowing a home run and almost 6% of his at-bats to lefties, 2.11 home runs per 9 innings pitched. And Shohei Ohtani, guys, he's really good at hitting baseballs. Don't love the ballpark here either, but I'm gonna take the plus 260 or whatever it is. Anything for you?
I mean, I don't blame you. It's Shohei Ohtani, but I really couldn't get around in this game to like lock in one guy to have some confidence behind with a pitch mix or something, because that's what I'm looking for right now, is something to really narrow in and try to experiment with going forward. And right now I'm really trying to lock into those pitch mixes, man. Like some of these guys, we're sleeping on players that you can have a guy on the mound. Like the sports books, people think that they're smart, and they are smart to an extent, but they aren't looking as deep into these matchups as we can. You know what I mean? There's a fucking how many players in the league. So I'm really trying to find the value of what guy is like, he's not chalk, but he hits this pitch well. And then when it just feels better too, when the result happens, because this is kind of a thing I did last year. And it was so much fun to see the guy you pick hit the exact pitch that you saw the pitch mix and you see how he dominates this pitch, and look at that. Boom. He just blasted a curveball 430 feet. It feels really good. So I really couldn't get around in this game for something specific.
Is this Louis Varland's first start of the season? Oh no, I'm sorting by home runs. Okay, I'm an idiot. Hang on. He came out of the bullpen a lot towards the end of last season. His starts last season, I mean, it is like home run city, and I don't love the ballpark as much here. Somebody asked about Muncy. Muncy would have been my next pick. No, Max Muncy, interestingly enough, has very, very similar launch stats in the last few days as Shohei does. The price wasn't as different as I wanted it to be. I looked at Muncy too. And I still prefer Ohtani, and there wasn't, if Muncy was like in the plus 400s, I think I would have been in there. And I know a lot of people like Freddie Freeman tonight as well. I don't mind that either. Like I said, I think there's definitely a world where Ohtani, Muncy, and Freddie Freeman all hit one out tonight. Louis Varland struggles that much against lefties. So yeah, $75 for plate IQ. Yeah, that's tough. I'm working on kind of recreating that on my site, at least parts of that. On my site, that's $10. Appreciate those of you that already subscribed to that. Jim Outman, I think his name is James. But yeah, I could see that there was a run. James Outman went on a run last year, and I feel like it was early in the season where it felt like hitting a home run every other night. It went out last night. Maybe we're out on the cusp of one of those. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad bet by any means. Let's move along, though, because we do have games starting in like 20 minutes. Phillies, Cardinals, I'll be honest, I couldn't get anywhere here. Sonny Gray on a pitch limit for the Cardinals. Zach Wheeler has looked really good through 2 starts. Well, I guess he did give up 3 runs last outing, but I don't know. I couldn't get there on anybody here.
Yeah, I didn't get it on anybody. Actually, I'm pivoting right now because my last pick is apparently not in the starting lineup. So that's
okay. Cool.
Not great.
If you guys have questions, anything you were seeing in the Phillies Cardinals game, let us know. Those are kind of both just struggling offenses that with solid pitchers going. I think there's better value elsewhere. But if you want us to talk about somebody in specific, let us know. How about Mookie? That guy is really good at baseball. That guy's really good at baseball, man. Could absolutely be him. I really wanted to target a lefty versus Varland, which is why I did not bet Mookie, and why I was looking at Ohtani and Muncy primarily. But Mookie Betts can hit the hell out of baseball at any given time. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad bet by any means. Alex Wood, Oakland Athletics. Did you hear that next year they're just going to be the Athletics? They're not going to have a city behind them?
Yeah, they're going to Sacramento.
Yeah, but they're just going to be the Athletics.
That's so weird, man.
Not the Oakland.
What a smack in the face to the Oakland fan base, man. Like it.
Yeah, sucks.
It's sad. It is really sad. I don't know how anybody can support this team. Obviously, people in Vegas are probably ecstatic, but that owner is a piece of shit. He really is. I don't know, man. It's those guys, those people in Oakland have to have a lot of patience. No one's even going to the games. It's so embarrassing. Like you treat a city like shit. I understand Oakland maybe isn't the most supportive fan base, but you haven't given them a good product in like 20 years, 25 years. Even when they were having their good run, they were still a cheap franchise. You know what I mean? It's just they never gave that fan base any value. And now they're going to go and get rewarded and go to Vegas and get all the revenue and everything like that. That owner does not deserve it, man.
Marsh will homer for Philly, plus 500 for Harper against the Cardinals bullpen for the most part. Sonny Gray's going to go like, 80 pitches, I think. If he's on, that could get him through 5. Probably not, but that could get it through 5. It's again, I think there's better. I think there's better value elsewhere. No one's going to games. Why stay there? I mean, the ballpark is not worth going to, from what I understand. I think both sides probably at fault, but ownership has, from what I understand the situation, really kind of fumbled this for the fan base. Marsh is plus 900. That's a big number. I don't think so. This is if you're really keying in on this Phillies Cardinals game, what I would recommend, and I could look really dumb for saying this tomorrow. I would look at the Caesars boost coins here, because I don't think you're getting 5 home runs in this game. I just don't see it. Two really solid pitchers and 2 struggling offenses. I don't think you're going to get the 5 home runs for the bonus bet. So I think you're going to be relying on like winning the bet here. In which case, I think there's going to be more value on the Caesars boost coins. DJanalytics.com/Caesars. If you're not signed up, you get some, I don't know, something. But yeah, I guess we could talk individually about any of these guys that are good at hitting baseballs. Bryce Harper, really good. Brandon Marsh is really interesting now that you say that. He's plus 900 and he's at the top of my cheat sheets for exit velocity, up against like somebody mentioned, a lot of bullpen at bats. But I don't hate that, but again, I would prefer to go back to see if he's plus 800-ish on Caesars, even using a boost coin and getting it up over plus 1,000 for Brandon Marsh on Caesars, because again, I don't think you're getting 5 here. Anyway, let's talk about the A's Rangers just for a second. I don't have a bet here. People have been asking me about Zeke Duran in the Discord and on in the chat here. I'm not there yet. I'm not quite there yet on Zeke. I was hoping he would get kind of more of a full-time role when Josh Young went out. It looks like that's not really going to be the case, which sucks. Alex Wood, not really a home run target anyway, even though he is a lefty and can give up some runs. He keeps the ball in the ballpark. So nothing for me in this game. Anything for you? Guessing probably not, right?
No.
Okay. Let's move to Coors Field. I really wanted to bet on Ketel Marte. They're giving him the day off against bad righty, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks, Cal Quantrill for the Rockies. I do have a bet here. I don't want to steal your thunder. It's a guy we both like to bet on, so you can go ahead and go first if you have one.
I know you're betting on. I don't think we're betting on the same guy though. I had to pivot here, so this was on my radar. Huh?
You want Ketel?
No, I had to pivot on my original pick. I wasn't on Ketel. I was on someone else in a different game.
Gotcha.
Corbin Carroll hasn't hit a home run yet.
Interesting.
And obviously, there's a little bit of a danger here. Not a danger, but this is going to be one of those instances where he's probably going to hit a triple because the ballpark has the dimensions for it. It's Coors Field. I'm going to take a shot on him at decent odds. He hit 25 home runs last year. Doesn't have any. Coors Field. This game should have a decent amount of home runs, maybe 3 or 4. Coors Field has had some disappointing games though. It's been like I tell everybody, it's like everybody's like, oh, it's Colorado. It's got to be a lot of home runs. It's also big dimensions too, so you got to be careful. But Corbin Carroll versus a righty, give me a home run, hit your first home run of the day, and then that'll close out my Dinger Tuesday picks. By the way, if two out of 4 of these guys hit, I'll be able to get a haircut. Please pray for me. I wake up, I don't even look in the mirror. I hate it, but I'm sticking to my guns, and I said it. If I don't hit 2 out of 4 of a Dinger parlay, I'm never gonna shave. I'm gonna look homeless. It is bad. I wake up every day and I just don't want to see a mirror. I don't even go outside. I order Uber Eats about 15 times in the last 10 days.
That's tough. I do have a bet here. Christian Walker plus 310. Again, 4 picks for me and 4 chalk. I don't love it. That's not what I'm used to kind of doing here, but it's just the guys who jumped out and made the most sense to me. I'm okay. I'm okay laying the juice here. Plus 310 still for Christian Walker. Back to the beginning of 2021. He's hit a home run in almost half the games he's played in Coors Field. He didn't hit one last night, so law of averages there. Cal Quantrill very, very mid. 12 at bats against Cal Quantrill. 2 home runs and 2 doubles for Christian Walker. Christian Walker also over 97 miles per hour exit velocity on fly balls and line drives in the last 5 days, but he has not hit a home run since last Dinger Tuesday when I also bet on him. So I think he's due to hit one out, and this is the kind of due that I'm okay like betting. Usually I say don't try to bet on due. Like don't just look at box scores and see that somebody hasn't hit a home run or doesn't have a hit in so many days and say, oh, this guy's due. Christian Walker's actually due. He's hitting the hell out of the ball in a really good matchup in a ballpark he likes to hit in, and he hasn't hit a home run in a week. So I'm good betting on due here at plus 310 for Christian Walker. Don't like Seager? I always like Seager. Yeah.
Gonna be honest with you. I mean, I've had a lot of fun and I've had some success betting on long shots in the last couple of years. It's been a rough start to this season, but some of the chalk has been hitting.
Yeah.
There's been some days where I'm looking at the home runs hit and I'm like, son of a bitch, man. I could have just literally brainless bet here and put these 4 guys together and I would have had $2,000 off a $10 bet. You know what I mean? There's been quite a few days like that where the chalk has just been chalking, and the long shots have been guys that they're not even on your radar. They're gonna hit maybe less than 10 home runs in the season, and they're hitting home runs right now. It's just it's been a little rough, but things will start making sense as time goes on. Especially we're starting to see good. What I like to look for, like I said before, I like to look for good pitch mix, and we're seeing some guys work on some pitches and hit them hard, and some progression that we can probably target.
Easton, Jerry did send you a few minutes ago updated ticket. I think we are through all of those games, and a game starting here in 20 minutes. If you have a second to pull that up, while Easton's working on that, hey, thanks for being here. If you are here, hit the like button for us. Subscribe if you haven't already. It costs you $0. Helps us out a lot with the algorithm and all of those things. 29 likes. We got over 100 last Tuesday. Let's see if we can do that again. Also, you're kind of getting in some insight into the thought process and the methodology kind of behind all the bets that me and Jerry place. $25 a month, you get everything we bet on. The second we bet it, basically, plus a lot of other cool stuff, cheat sheets, Discord research bots, all of that to help you with your own process as well. heavyhittermedia.net/Discord sign up. Those are only ad reads.
You guys don't like Christian Encarnacion. I'm gonna be honest. The advanced numbers are not favoring this guy right now. He is not barreling the ball up. He's the fly ball rate. He's getting under a lot of pitches. He's has the prototypical advanced metrics of a guy that's just not seeing the ball well and not hitting confidently right now. He'll break out of it at some point. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing overall at Eli. Maybe you're seeing something else, but his advanced metrics aren't very good on the team.
For CES, so he's hitting the ball hard. The at-bats can be a little questionable for me so far. Like I think he's definitely got some just more experience to game. Like, right, this is his first full season, quote unquote. in the major leagues, and there's an adjustment period. I think we're seeing a little bit of that. He looks a little bit lost sometimes, and then other times he hits the piss out of the ball because that's what he can do.
I think he's like 5th on the team in exit velocity, no?
Depends. I mean, you can butter knife the stats a lot of different ways. Let's see. Last 5 days, I've got him at 2nd, and I have him I've got him at 3rd last 5 days in fly ball and line drive exit velocity, but it's really close. I got Ellie is 99.9, Will Benson 97.9, and then CES at 97.6. So, he's starting to turn around.
So he's coming around.
Yeah, he's starting to turn around for sure.
So that means that his start must have been horrendous.
Yeah. He looked. Him and Ellie both looked really tough to start out the season. Really tough, and in a bad way. Rough. I should have said rough. Might join the group. Hey, appreciate it. Yeah, that would be awesome. I try to be as active as I can in the chats of our Discord too. Jerry, we're kind of in there at different times a lot, but we're
the only time this guy goes into chat is to make fun of me. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's not true at all. You generally sleep pretty late, but usually I'm in there, mornings, and then you kind of pick up the shift when you wake up at like 3 p.m. Somebody asked about Bryson Stott. Exit velocity last few days. I wanted to talk about that just real quick because there was a direct question on Easton. If you want to throw my ticket up, I don't think I have anything in the 6 o'clock game, but I think I'm done with picks. So I have not looking so great for Bryson Stott. So I've got him at last 5 days average exit velocity of 82.8, which is pretty low. I've got Brandon Marsh at 85. Basically, it's the top on that team if you don't count Edmundo Sosa and limited at bats. And then fly balls and line drives, which is I think very important. It gets even worse. That drops to under 90. Whereas Trey Turner is 99.3, Brandon Marsh 98.5. Bottom third of that team for Bryson Stott exit velocity. Do you like Soler? He's good. Just join the Discord. Love, appreciate you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Tell your friends. Took Nick Castellanos by accident on my parlay. Anybody important die today? That's interesting. Does Kellenic finally hit one? He's got one, doesn't he? I don't know. I bet him for 2 hits yesterday. He looked awful. So probably.
I had him for one. Hit.
Yeah.
He got walked the first at bat, and then he had a sombrero when he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball this season.
It's tough.
And he missed my 1-hit parlay. Of course, I took Volpe, and Volpe hits a home run. And then Kellenic just wants to get a sombrero against his former team. He starts choking all of a sudden. So he's probably going to hit a home run today. And I want nothing to do with – I don't chase guys like that. You get a sombrero, you're dead to me.
I'm okay with that. Sure, it's worth it with all the analytics. Listen, what we're trying to do is, I think pretty much everybody has had a rough time to start the MLB season gambling wise. We're trying to create a space that over the course of the season, I'm 100% confident me and Jerry are both going to win a whole lot of money on baseball. So appreciate if you're in the Discord, appreciate your support, kind of grinding with us through this early season. But we're trying to create a space where even when our picks are cold, that you could not tailor picks and still get a ton of value from the Discord for your $25 a month. A third of the price of Plate IQ, a fraction of the price of a lot of tools, and a lot of Discord, are pretty much all Discords. And giving you a whole lot of tools to do your own research in addition to everything we're betting on. So
if you want to be the first to know,
a ton of value. Go ahead.
And if you want to be the first to know when a home run is hit, you got the Discord bot has beat the Twitter bot every single time. It feels like.
And I've got an ace up my sleeve. I've got it set every 60 seconds right now. I can crank that up to like every 30 seconds. We'll really start smoking it, because the times that it has gotten beat a couple times by the Twitter bot, I think that's just a processing delay. Like it caught it at the end of the 60 seconds at the beginning. If I crank that up to like 45, 30 seconds, it's not even going to be close. Who's this Jonah Don guy? Is he any good? I don't have a whole lot of information in my head about Jonah Don. I feel like there was a lot of hype around him at some point and struggled for one reason or another, or there were some injuries or something like that. I don't remember. Did you throw my ticket up? Sorry, I missed it if you did. Throw it back up real quick just to make sure. I don't have any. I think we're out of bets here for these last couple games. But yeah, I got Giancarlo Stanton, Matt Olson, Shohei Ohtani, and Christian Walker. Is that the right order? I'm trouble seeing it, but very chalk. $10 to win over $2,000. Like Jerry said, it feels like every other night one of these chalk tickets. You're like, duh, this would have hit. He stinks. Okay. McMahon, Trout, Steer, Olsen. I really, really wanted to bet on McMahon, and you've heard me and Jerry both talk about batter versus pitcher matchups not mattering as much as you think it should. Ryan McMahon has 32 at bats, I think, against Merrill Kelly, and like 5 hits or something really bad. That's a really big sample size, and close to zero production. Now he does have 2 home runs and 2 doubles, I think, out of those 4 or 6 hits. So when he does hit one, he runs into it. But that scared me away from McMahon. I was all like, I literally had him. I punched in the $25. And before I was like, let me check the matchup one more time. And it's bad. It's a large sample size of bad. I almost did though. But I'm saying all that, he's probably almost definitely gonna hit one now. Anything we need to talk about? Rays, Angels, Savali, Sandoval. Nothing for me. I mean, if you're gonna bet on Mike Trout, I'm gonna root for you. Absolutely, he can hit one. Rays have been tough for me to bet on. You got any thoughts there?
My original pick was actually going to be Miguel Sano. Do you see this man's exit velocity?
Yeah, hitting the piss out of the
Holy
ball.
shit!
In the piss out of the ball.
110.
Yeah.
He is. It's almost impossible that he hasn't hit a home run yet. And I was so ready to take this guy as my last pick. I mean, in fact, I did. And now I got to wait and hope he doesn't get a pinch hit at bat. So that kind of sucks. So it's a good thing I didn't give out that pick yet, because now FanDuel does. That's one thing I really, really hate, man. Give me my money back. Like that, I feel like that's so unfair. A lot of books, they'll void it if they don't start. FanDuel's is the one book they won't. You're screwed. So this guy comes in and pinch hits. You're getting a 1 pinch hit at bat for a plus 400 odds. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's a scam. It's a scam, but they get away with it.
Yeah, and I think I noticed that. Don't quote me on this. On some bets, DraftKings is actually doing that now too. I've noticed. I placed a couple bets. I think it was on DraftKings, and it said it just said player must record 1 plate appearance. But other than that, at least up through last season, FanDuel was literally the only major book, where if the guy didn't start, they would just void. FanDuel, nope. You have to make it all. You have to sweat through all 9 innings plus extras if they exist, and make sure it doesn't pitch hit. Logan O'Hoppe is somebody I'm keeping a really close eye on. The guy that I really liked to bet on last year until he got hurt and came back. I think I bet on him a couple times. His at bats are unbelievable. He is seeing more pitches, I think, than pretty much anybody in baseball. Like, it's Logan O'Hoppe and Anthony Volpe and somebody else.
He is smoking,
and he's hitting.
He's smoking hard. Right-handed pitching.
Logan O'Hoppe is going to be one hell of a ball player if he can stay healthy. Really solid behind the plate. A really solid bat as well. Somebody I'm keeping an eye on.
Is he hitting like 417 versus righties?
I can tell you that pretty quick. Yeah, literally 417 versus righties with a home run, 2 extra base hits.
Yeah, that's obnoxious. And
one down to 1 hit against a lefty this season and 7 at bats. It was a double. Now I guess there's some solid lefties on that Marlins staff. So is AJ Puck and Jesus Luzardo are the majority of those at bats versus lefties. But yeah, Logan O'Hoppe. Just keep an eye on him. He's probably gonna hit one tonight now that I've talked about him and didn't bet on him. But yeah,
you just flipped it up though. They're playing the Rays.
Yeah,
Savali's on the mound.
Wait. Yeah, so I was just saying that he does not have good numbers against lefties, but I think Jesus Luzardo is really good, and he's got like 3 or 4 at bats against Jesus Luzardo. So I think that's pulling that down a little bit. Josiah Gray scratch from the Nationals. Jonah Don, we just talked about that. Kyle Harrison for the Giants. I'm out here. I think there's just a whole lot of value you can find. Somebody mentioned Lane Thomas. I, for some reason, really liked to bet on Lane Thomas last year. I don't think I ever won a bet on Lane Thomas, maybe bases once. But yeah, he's good. He's good. He can hit. Jung-Hoo Lee, I also think, can absolutely hit. I'm just out on this game. I think there's a better value elsewhere.
I could think of a lot of things I'd rather do than bet a home run on Dinger Tuesday in San Francisco.
Yeah, pretty much where I'm at. pretty much where I'm at. Cubs, Padres. Shooter McGavin mentioned Christopher Morel. That kid can hit. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Musgrove has been pretty good at keeping the ball in the ballpark. 1 home run through what 2 starts this year. Actually, 3 starts because he started in Korea, and then was pretty solid at least. Excuse me, keeping the ball in the ballpark. Was the only hesitation that I'd have there betting a Morel or a Seiya Suzuki, who has looked really good so far. And then for Tatis Jr., you could bet on him a lot and make money, I think. But nothing from me. Any thoughts from you on this game?
Nothing.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up.
I don't want to overexpose myself,
Yeah. Let's recap here. I do have 4 bets placed, and I'm gonna tell you on Ellie. I guess I'll probably just throw that as. I hate when people talk about official, unofficial bets, but I'm probably gonna throw that in the Discord as well. But Ellie De La Cruz, me and you, I guess. Christian Walker plus 310, Matt Olson plus 320, Giancarlo Stanton plus 330, Shohei Ohtani plus 265. That is 5 bets from me. You want to recap yours real quick?
Is that mine?
Yeah.
I took Josh Naylor. The conditions are great over there. I'm hoping, the stadium dimensions, it is what it is, but 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing out. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in Cleveland. It's going to rain probably later on, probably maybe 8th or 9th inning. Could get a shortened game here. Who knows? Let's see how long the game lasts, but I'm still going to take Josh Naylor. Second pick, Gleyber Torres. I spoke about it, the pitch mix. Going versus a lefty. Puck has been struggling to adjust to starter life. He's new to this. He's been in the bullpen for years. Struggling to throw strikes. I think he overcompensates, maybe throws too many strikes, too many fat pitches. Gleyber Torres should take advantage of the sinker. Third pick, Ellie De La Cruz. Another guy he's going to be going against. Like I said, I spoke about the sinker. Ellie De La Cruz has made a big adjustment, struggled versus it last year. He's murdering it. I think a 572 ex WOBA, which is off the charts, insane. So hopefully he gets a sinker himself. Obviously, not a good pitcher on the mound. Bandbox of a stadium. And the last pick was, I had to pivot a little bit. I wanted Miguel Sano. I couldn't get him. He's on the bench. So I'm going with Corbin Carroll. It's Coors Field, Dinger Tuesday. It makes sense. And this is more of a bet of due. This guy hasn't hit a home run yet. 25 last year. Has the power. There's also a risk that he probably is going to hit a triple today. So if you want to sprinkle a triple, I'm not going to do it. But the dimensions of that stadium are pretty ridiculous. Coors Field, that is. So I'll take a chance on him getting his first home run of the season.
Right on. That's going to wrap it up for us. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think I'm going to try to record a UFC 300 kind of just like predictions video tonight. I was waiting for the Method of Victory prop lines to come out on FanDuel for the prelims. Looks like they're out now. I'm seeing some lines that I just think are wrong. So I'm going to record, I don't know how long it'll be, just the UFC 300 kind of thoughts and lines I'm looking at. I'm probably not going to actually place any bets until we see weigh-ins Friday. And then I'm going to try to also get something together for the Masters tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to be a live show or kind of just a recorded, pre-recorded content we're going to upload, but I'm going to try to have something together for the Masters as well. Again, this is as far as non-major sports go, like the two sports that I love that aren't baseball, basketball, football, UFC 300 and the Masters this weekend. Crazy. Very excited. But yeah, do you want to do a day game show tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Most of the games, there are a few night games tomorrow, a few night games Thursday. I think we'll be back like at noon tomorrow, and then 5:30 on Friday. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. Heavyhittermedia.net/Discord. Sign up for the Discord, and we will see you tomorrow.
Andres Jimenez is crushing the ball. Yes, he is. That's not a bad pick at all for the odds.
Triple. Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. Didn't think I'd really say that. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at noon.